Speaking of poor execution, Florida State. Florida State, what happened last year? I still do not understand it. Tell me what they have planned for 2025, Brandon.
Who knows? They lost a lot. Patrick Payton's gone. They had a catastrophe of a season last year. I think they came in ranked like 10th or something at the start of the season. So we'll see what they do. They have Alabama week 1, which is terrifying. They did bring in Jordan Castellanos from Boston College, who's like a dual threat quarterback. Definitely can, make something happen with his feet. And I think that's going to be a big deal because they have a brand new O-line. So they have 4 transfers that are starting. So of course, O-line, it's one of those things where the talent is very important, but also the chemistry. And you hear that, being talked about a lot, both in the NFL and in college. There has to be that sort of chemistry, and everybody does need to be on the same page. So when I feel like you have 4 transfers starting on an offensive line, like that can be scary. They did make some moves in the transfer portal. They got a bunch of receivers. They bolstered that receiver room. But the schedule is just tough, man. And, Mike Norvell definitely, he's got a lot on his plate. The hire of Gus Malzahn, though, that's a big move for sure. He's a great offensive-minded coach. So we'll see what they do. I am going to go with the under for them. I don't know. I just feel like the team just there's a lot of movement, and the schedule is tough, and there's just too much uncertainty around them.
Yeah, you know what? I would say that they're definitely going to have a turnaround this season. They might even have twice as many wins as they had last year, but that's not saying much when you had 2 wins. I want to take a look at Mike Norvell's records every season since he came to Florida State. I got 3-6 his first year, 2020 COVID. Let's throw it away. 5-7. Okay, getting better. 10-3, and then 13-1. We all know the Jordan Travis season. Incredible season. Snubbed, big time snub from the college football playoff that year. And I don't know. Something happened. There might have been a shift in mentality. I don't know what happened in the locker room. You could tell when everyone sat out of that bowl game in 2023 at the end of the year against Georgia, and they ended up getting absolutely destroyed. Last year, they were bottom 5 in almost every single offensive category, with the exception of 4th down conversions. They were top 20 in the nation, and that's only because they went for so many 4th downs that they just had a decent amount of conversions. And that was the only thing they could produce on offense. It was actually really sad to watch this program last year. I don't want to point the finger yet at Mike Norvell. I think is a very, very solid head coach. He had a lot of talent, Keon Coleman and Jordan Travis in 2023 with that season, obviously, but still, great head coach. The schedule, you mentioned the schedule this year. It is terrifying. You're hosting Alabama week 1. That's how you're going to start the season. That's how you want to get a jump start on your 2-10 season from last year. On the road at Clemson, on the road at Florida, and then you're hosting Miami at home. I don't know. 7.5 is tough. I see right there, for me, those 4 games I listed out, I think those are instant losses. That puts them at their best season, in my opinion. It is 8 wins. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know if I can take Florida State over 7.5. It's too much of a turnaround from last year. I expect to see improvement, just not that much. Gus Malzahn obviously is going to add a lot. Like you said, I loved him when he was we'll call him a head coach at Auburn, but probably just the offensive coordinator, truly. He's meant to be an offensive coordinator. I know he kind of did UCF dirty, leaving them the way they did, but he made a mistake taking that head coach position.